The Monsterenergy FIM Motocross of Nations is much more complex than any other race we watch. This is the only team event and the only one with such a prestigious title determined in a one-weekend event. That makes it both very different and also very important, and introduces racing luck into the equation at a much higher level. We can talk forever about what riders and what teams look good on paper, but a quick twisted ankle, first turn crash, or bike problem can change everything. Beyond that, you have to keep up with elaborate math. Each three-rider team races in 3 motos, with 2 riders in each, collecting 6 finishes but then dropping 1. Then, at 250s racing against 450s, and some riders competing on displacements they didn't use during the regular season.
Le meilleur public du monde, il est ici nulle part ailleurs, et vous allez monter encore une fois. J'espère bien que vous serez au rendez-vous. Vous aimez la musique? Allez, musique! Allez les gars, vous gérez?
One Team USA, Christian Craig, RJ Hampshire, Aaron Plessinger. Just so you know we're being fair, we're listing these teams in order not as a power ranking, but based on last year's results, which determine the riders' numbers and their listing on the official MXON entry list. We're not saying Team USA, which doesn't have any of the riders that were on last year's winning team, is the favorite. However, we are saying that in a one-day team race like this, they can actually win. If you had told someone back in May, when the AMA Pro Motocross Championship began, that RJ Hampshire and Aaron Plessinger would be on Team USA, it wouldn't have seemed that crazy. They're good riders. But they were actually close all year until the late stages of the season. Both need good starts and to stay upright, as this race comes down to that, first. Of course, this brings in worries about a Hampshire tip-over because RJ goes for it and is not a stranger to crashing. But he's also not a stranger to winning. If you want to dig really deep into the math, a strong 250 performance is the biggest difference maker at this event. Even the 250 riders score points on where they finish the race overall, against 450s. Thus, if your 250 rider can get a 4th in a moto and the next best 250 rider can only finish 10th, that's a massive 6-point swing in favor of your team. The gap is usually smaller with 450 riders. Team France, Romain Febvre, Maxime Renault, Tom Vialle. A loaded team with proven organization and on home soil. Wow. While we just listed examples of this race coming down to luck, it was not the case back in 2015, when Team France and Team USA both had awesome days, but the French team was just a smidge better, powered by the home crowd. Febvre was arguably the best MxGP rider in the second half of the year. Renault's title hopes were washed away with injury, but he returned late in the year, and, hey, he's still the only person to ever win a 450 motocross moto against Jet Lawrence. Vialle is a 2-time MX2 world champ and gets to go back home. Lots to like if you want to bet on this team. Team Australia, Jet Lawrence, Hunter Lawrence, Dean Ferris. France might be the favorite if you run some data, especially if you mix in the home race factor, but Team Australia could have something that trumps all math and predictions, the magic of the Lawrence brothers. Are they any heights they can't scale? Anything they can't accomplish? We have not seen Jet Lawrence race most of his MXON competitors much, but he just went 22-0 in AMA Pro Motocross. If he logs that type of performance again and goes 1-1, well, that certainly tilts things. If you're asking Hunter Lawrence to outscore Vialle and Hampshire, well, he could say he's been doing that all year. Even Ferris is a perfect third rider, because he's a veteran who has raced this event a lot and has spent several years racing MxGP. If the goal here is to not screw this up, he's a good bet to not screw this up. Belgium, Liam Everts, Jago Geerts, Lucas Koenen. Some things never change, and Belgium being a contender at Motocross of Nations is one of those things. That even includes this year's very young team, which is so young that all three riders were actually MX2 250 riders during the 2023 season. Jago Geerts, the luckless annual contender for the MX2 World Championship, has already proven himself on a 450 as he took second overall in a moto on a YZ450F at Redbull last year. Liam Everts was much improved this season, taking second behind Adamo in MX2. We'll see how well the third-generation rider fares on a 450. He at least has some experience after being the MX2 rider for the team last year. Spain, Jorge Prado, Ruben Fernandez, Oriol Oliver. Spain has never been a powerhouse nation in motocross the way it is in MotoGP, but they're on the verge of something big, with Jorge Prado fulfilling his potential all the way to the new MxGP World Championship and a solid teammate in this event with Ruben Fernandez, who has proven he can win GPs. It is possible to win this event with two good riders if they carry their weight and the third man just delivers one halfway decent finish. It's the Model Germany road to the win in 2012. Ken Roczen and Max Nagel were really good, and Marcus Schiffer came through with a 7th-place finish in a moto to seal the deal. The team didn't even win a moto, but it won the event. The Netherlands, Glenn Koldenhoff, Calvin Vlaanderen, K. de Wolf. No Jeffrey Hurlings again this year for the Dutch, which is seeing its window of MXON domination begin to close. By 2018, it sure looked like they were going to win a bunch of these, but so far 2019 on home soil sand stands as the only victory. They could get it this year, even without Hurlings, via Glenn Koldenhoff, Calvin Vlaanderen, and K. de Wolf. De Wolf is an explosive MX2 rider who could really shake things up if he's on. Wow, De Wolf, Conan, and Hampshire sure make for a spicy MX2 division. Lots of husqvarna talent. Vlaanderen and Koldenhoff are capable, veteran guys. However, if this race was run on sand, the odds for Team Netherlands would go up immensely. Germany, Ken Roczen, Simon Lengenfelder, Tom Koch. Okay, remember what we said above about that 2012 Team Germany roadmap? Well, it could be in play again, with Roczen back. Incredibly, Ken raced his first MXON in 2009 and the capable Simon Lengenfelder, an MX2 title threat. We've all seen how well Roczen is riding lately. Lengenfelder ended the year with 1-3-4-2-2 results in MX2. Koch has raced MxGP the last few years and is a 10-20 guy. If Roczen and Lengenfelder crush it and Koch logs one good moto,